welcome back to Let's Play Robotics Notes Elite. In the last episode, Akiho dragged Kaito over to the Space Center, where her father works as the head of the Space Force, or the Space Group JAXA. Once famous for launching rockets every couple of years or so, but with rocket development being produced in other parts of Japan, things have grown incredibly quiet at the Space Center. Basically, Akiho's attempt to get her father to collaborate with certain favors for the Robotics Club naturally fell through, given everything that I just said. And also, Subaru and Mitchie avoided being dragged along with Kaito, because they, like Kaito, pretty much knew that Akiho's demands were a bit of a long shot. Of course, speaking of Subaru, we are now here in his house, which means that the person standing in front of him can only be one individual only. When I get back from school, I spot Dad relaxing in the living room while watching TV. You mean watching TV or watching the TV? Because that doesn't look like it's going for me. My dad, Hiromu, is a fisherman. He goes out to fish around 3 AM and comes home a bit afternoon. Well, as they say, the early bird gets the worm, or in this case, the fish. He doesn't talk much, and he can be pretty stubborn when it comes to traditions, but he provides for the family and I respect him.
遅かったな。
友達と B コープに寄ってたんだ。
そうか。
Straight to the point, huh?
母さんは？
醤油が切れたらしい。買いに行ってる。
そう。
When I peek into the kitchen, I see the dinner's still in the middle of being made. This house is fairly minimalistic, although there are quite a few bits and pieces scattered about that actually make this feel like a home than anything else, I guess. She'll probably be back soon.
じいちゃんとばあちゃんはまだ畑？
なあ。
父さん、風呂は？
まだだ。
じゃあ沸かしとく。
頼む。
I end the conversation, and just as I start to make my way to my room to change,
Subaru.
Dad stops me in my tracks.
何？
He's still staring at the TV screen. The evening news is on. The newscaster is explaining that Typhoon number 2 is on path from Okinawa to South Korea.
昨日はいつ帰ってきたんだ？学校に遅刻したそうだな。
So even Subaru's father is not aware that his son is moonlighting as a robotics competition champion.
ああ、1限目には間に合わなかったんだ。船の時間があるからどうしても。
That is a half-truth if ever I've heard one.
鹿児島は楽しかったか？
まあね。
Hiromu is not even deigning to look Subaru in the eye.
その鹿児島の友達というのは付き合いが長いのか？
I hesitate for a moment. A hesitation that will not go unnoticed, I'm afraid. Dad's never asked this much about my social life before. Has he figured it out? I'd wager a guess that he probably had his suspicions. No, that's impossible. So you
そこそ
believe?
こには。どうして？
前も何度か鹿児島に遊びに行って月曜の朝に帰ってきたことがあっただろう。
My heart rate spontaneously rises. I suddenly notice that my mouth is completely dry.
日曜のうちに戻ってくるようにはできないのか？学生の本分は勉強だ。学校の授業をおろそかにするような遊び方はするな。
There are more than a few flaws in that line of logic.
ごめん。気をつけるよ。
I somehow managed to feign calmness and reply. Indeed. I think I can say without fear of contradiction that Hiromi has a more terrifying expression on his face than Usui and Fujita combined. That's when Dad switches his gaze from the TV to me.
何？
おととい東京でロボットの大会があったらしい。
Giving yourself away there, Subaru. I reflexively swallow my breath. Is there sweat on my forehead? I would reckon so. Is there anything unnatural about me right now? You're not as opaque as you believe. Anxiety swirls around inside my chest. I desperately try to make sure that none of it appears on my face.
その大会にお前の学校の生徒も出場していたそうだな。
That they did.
へえ、そうなんだ。知らなかったよ。
I curse in my mind. Akiho Sanomiya and Kaito Yashio. In my head, I throw every foul word that I can at my incompetent upperclassmen that can't take a hint.
お前はそれとは関係ないんだな。
当たり前だよ。
I know for sure that my voice was steady when I answered him. This helps me regain some composure. Cherish it while it lasts, Subaru.
ホビーロボはもうやめたんだ。それが父さんとの約束だろ。心配しないでよ。
Yeah, he doesn't believe you in the slightest. Dad's sharp gaze feels like it pierces through me, seeing everything. To avert my eyes, I pick up the bag I placed on the floor.
ならいい。
Dad seems to buy my lies and returns his gaze to the TV screen. Well, Subaru, you better pray that your father never ever goes to Churro High in the coming days or months. Because if he does, your lie will pretty much be exposed.
風呂沸かしてくるよ。
I retreat inside my room. I close the sliding door, and once I'm alone, I take a deep, deep breath, a sigh of relief. It's then that I notice my underarms are soaked in sweat. No surprises there. On the way back from TNSC, we're back with Kaito now. After parting with Akiho, I end up coming to this park. Yeah, I thought the park and the space center were in the same vicinity, but I guess not. So, another lesson learned on my part. But, yeah, come to think of it, that, as far as I can tell, the people of Tanegashima want absolutely nothing to do with robots whatsoever. And yet robots are being developed in Japan on a daily basis. I'm feeling kind of sentimental, which is really out of character for me. Given the fact that you were reminiscing about yourself, along with Akiho and Misaki, watching the rockets go off every now and then at the Space Center 9 years ago. Must have been that dream this morning, almost 10 years ago when I watched a rocket launch from here. Why am I remembering it now of all times? Who am I kidding? I know why. It's because Akiho talked about going to TNSC. But I didn't come here to relive old memories. No, you claim you came back to live your favorite pastime. I'd one objective at the end of the day. Yes, indeed.
起動。
I think we can safely say that Kill Ballad is Kaito's raison d'etre at this point. Oh ho! Fighting again with Mr. Tajiringa. A second fight. Oh boy. Press buttons, press buttons, press buttons. It's a shame there isn't a combo announcement. Whoop, cutting it close. Nope, shit. Press the wrong button. But fortunately that didn't play against me. Surprisingly. Fortunately that one mistake didn't quite cost me there. Congratulations, we win again. Our second victory against Mr. Tajiringa.
今日は調子良かったな。まさかタジリンに勝てるとはね。
Looks like the stars really aligned for us there, Kaito. Even with my minor screw-up. Still, getting matched with Tadgeringha at a time like this almost feels like the work of some mysterious force. I said it before, but I just feel the urge to say tangerine every time I try and... Yeah. Like the god of fighting games or something. It's thanks to that god's mechanisms that I end up remembering another scene from my past. When Mizune was still a high schooler on the island. Dreams of her own. About how I felt when I played games with her. Not once did she ever show me mercy, she just pummeled me into the ground. I was only an elementary schooler at the time too. Talk about immature, right? Or maybe she just hated the very concept of losing. Or maybe she was genuinely that good. But thanks to that, I ended up getting tough, making me into the player I am now. Even now, Mizune is the barrier I'm trying to overcome. But the Mizune of 2019 is a far cry from the Mizune of 2010, Kaito. She's not the same person. Tadgeringha, who is still in 4th place, Bodley is still in 2nd place, Hanasono is still in 1st place, and the person who we have to dethrone, Takano Ai. Tadgeringha is presently ranked number 4 on the Kill Ballad leaderboards. I actually have a hypothesis about their true identity. Do you now? Fascinating. I figure it could be Mizune out in Tokyo. Well, I had my money pegged on a certain other person, but oh well. I occasionally see some of Mizune's habits come through in their play. Their handle is also mighty suspicious. Tadgeringha might be a play on the Tsunomiya sisters' favorite phrase. This would explain why they never use voice chat or reveal their identity. Mizune is super popular after all. Anyway, when I imagine Mizune quietly playing games like back in the day, it puts a smile on my face. All the memories. That said, I've never actually looked into this little theory of mine, and I don't plan on doing so, and thus, the theory remains just that, a theory. And that's because it would make me feel really lonesome if I found out it wasn't her. It's more exciting to just enjoy my silly delusion in a vacuum. I suddenly sense someone's gaze and raise my face from the screen. There's nobody besides me in the park. It is late after all. No, that's only the date. It doesn't tell us the time. It's quiet. The only sounds are those of chirping insects. We got a ping, a notification. The message arrival sound suddenly rings out from my Pokemon. From Sister Centipede. Again. It caught me off guard, causing me to panic for a moment.
Mail received.
It's that strange link again.
またゲジねえか。
That's twice. The message is all garbled. The only readable text is the sender's name, Sister Centipede. I've been getting these messages on occasion for a while now. Well, if we had the right program, we could decode this into something that is actually more legible. Maybe. The weird thing about it is that I only ever get them when I'm in Uchugaoka Park. I figure they must be some kind of prank or something. But if they are some sort of malicious spam, we don't know what its purpose is. But I do remember hearing about something about this before. Who did I hear it from? A classmate? An old lady in the neighborhood? Or was it some urban legend on the street? Who knows? You probably heard it from Misaki or Mizuki. Yeah, I get that right. Either way, this is how it goes. Uchugaoka Park is haunted. Wait, is that it? I think your tablet is busted there, Kaito. Or perhaps there's some sort of interference. All of a sudden my Pokécom screen distorts and freezes up. It doesn't respond when I press the home button. Has it been hacked or something?
なんだよこれ。
Maybe it is a virus of some kind. For some reason I'm starting to feel uneasy. Then a strange noise starts playing from my Pokécom. It's unpleasant, hard on the ears. The sound is enough to disturb my nerves, especially considering the fact that we're presently alone at the moment, at night. Although the screen is still frozen, that sound continues to pour out of it. Is it broken? Probably. Or I try lightly hitting it, but it doesn't respond. Hold the power button until it automatically shuts off, and if that doesn't work, for reasons I can't explain, I look around me, trying to find the source. I get chills and soon realize I have goosebumps. Cut me some slack here. Are you seriously saying this is supernatural? Is this some kind of joke? I wouldn't say that ghosts are behind this, Kaito. Plus I can't even counterattack. They're cheesing me like crazy. In an unwinnable battle like this, retreat is the only option. But retreating from what? And I'm not breaking any rules here. They're the ones cheesing, not me. I should ask Mizuka-san about ghost rumors next time. It's her. Just now. I totally just saw something that looked humanoid. The sound stops and my Pokécom is responses again. For some reason, IIUO is open. And it's pointed at the Minamitane Community Center. It's at this very moment that something appears on screen.
聞こえますか?
Loud and clear, I guess. Also, yeah.
Huh?
A voice. A person's voice. I believe this is what they refer to as a transmission, Kaito. It's already July, so it's not at all cold, but every hair on my body stands up straight as I shiver. Time to go home. Time to go home right now. We're going to have to respond to that sooner or later, Kaito. And we're back at the school with Akiho. Following morning. I enter the faculty room with the worst timing imaginable and run into the vice principal. Oh god. I force a stiff smile onto my face and bow slightly. Yeah, I consider it a good day when Usui doesn't respond. The vice principal likewise gives me a slight nod and walks past me. Yeah, I count this as a good day. I'm pretty sure Akiho does as well. God, my heart can't take this. This is why I didn't want to come to the faculty room. It's all Mitchie's fault. Why did he call me here? I should have known.
Mitchie! 来たけど!
Mitchie is casually sitting at his desk eating delivery Zaru soba. Why am I even here? Good question.
おい、篠宮妹、なんで言ったらわかるんだ。先生のことをミッチーと呼ぶな。
I don't care.
だったらミッチーも瀬宮妹って呼ばないでよ。
妹は妹だろうが。
Yeah, Misaki's little sister, not yours.
ちょっとお箸振り回さないで。おつゆ飛んだ。
God damn it, Mitchie. What if it leaves a stain?
で、話って何？
ああ、そうそう。
Yeah. Might be a compelling reason for dragging us out here. Mitchie puts down his chopsticks and turns to face me.
いいか、よく聞け。例のロボワンの賞金のことだけどな。
Yeah. I have a bad feeling about this. For some reason he says this in a hushed voice.
振り込みの日、もう連絡来た？その日が待ち遠しいな。
Our little Tanagashi Machine 3, aka the Honorable Prez, won an impressive second place at ROBO-ONE. Our prize, a whopping 1 million yen. So why do I have a chill down my spine? Right after the tournament I was so busy despairing over the club that it didn't really hit me at the time. But now that we're in the clear, that 1 million yen is like a radiant light of hope. It's several times more than the funds I requested from the VP. That kind of cash we basically already won. But apparently there's a lot of paperwork that needs doing, so the cash won't be wired to us for about a month. Of course, since we're students and we entered a ROBO-ONE as the Robotics Club, the money's being sent to the school. Either way, that money belongs to the Robotics Club, which means we can use it however we want.
お金が振り込まれたら、真っ先にドクにツケを払って、あとはガンツクワン用のパーツを買い漁る予定なんだ。
Probably be better to be frugal with it there, Akiho, but
限ってきた。
それがな、 振り込み自体は来月されるらしいが、手続きがいろいろあってな。特にうちは公立校だから。
We already know that.
何が言いたいの？
つまりだな、部費として賞金を使えるようになるのは手続き上来年の4月からになるんだわ。これ豆知識な。
You really gotta get out of the habit of calling everything that you say a pro tip there, Mitchie. But that is definitely going to be a dampener on Akiho's spirit. We won't even be able to use the money until... yeah, until 2020. Which means that we won't be able to pay Doc Fujita back anytime soon.
来年の4月ってそれじゃうちら卒業してるよ。
お、そうだな。
全然ちっとも意味ないじゃん。万博は来年の2月からなのに、それまでにガンツクワンを完成させなきゃいけないのに。
いいか、瀬宮妹。俺がありがたい言葉を授けてやる。
Mitchie, you are anything but wise, good sir.
何？
金は天下の回り物ってことさ。わかったか
？Fortune cookies and astrology readings are more reliable than your so-called advice. Utter bastard.
わかんないよ。
Kai. Why is Kai never around at times like this? You could try ruffling Mitchie's hair every once in a while there, Akiho. Next thing you'll know, Mitchie will probably say something as absurd as money grows on trees or something. I want to ruffle his hair up as hard as I can. Don't blame Kai for Mitchie's incompetence there, Akiho.
まさか教頭先生？また教頭先生の嫌がらせなの？
No, this is just plain old bureaucracy, plain and simple.
おい、落ち着けよ。なわけないだろ。
だってこんなの。
I thought we'd finally gotten past our funding woes, but no.
こんな理不尽なのあんまりだよ。せっかく介護頑張ってくれたのに。
まあ、こればっかりはな。諦めろ。俺じゃどうにもできん。
You can't do anything about anything, Mitchie. You're
じゃあ
basically...
ミッチ、100万円貸して。来年部費で返す。
Yeah, you are the textbook definition of useless.
瀬宮妹、いいこと教えてやるぞ。先生な、貯金はゼロだ。
How do you function?
引っ張るな。
How are you even employed? Jesus. Can't we ever get a clean win for once? Where's Frau Kojiro? Bear in mind that I'm using the internet handle, not her actual name, even though they're technically the same. I'm not pronouncing it the other way round. I don't have to. I don't have to play along with any shenanigans. I'm furious right about now. I come all the way out to the hangar at the old airport and click my tongue lightly. Well, Frau did say that, that she wanted us to meet us here. Also, on a similar but unrelated topic, I really want to start calling her Frau, as, well, that's a reference to one of the main characters of Mobile Suit Gundam. But I won't, even though I just did. Don't tell me I'm just another naive dude believing the words of a pretty girl. No, Frau is definitely the Frau, creator of Kill Ballad. I've been matched up with Tokyo girls in online battles before, but that's it. Is it normal to make IRL plans and then ghost them? I guess I'll just play Kill Ballad and wait, keep my expectations low. But then I think I hear something. Yeah, that was a car horn. Is it Sister Centipede again? Doubt it. It's a bit too crude of a sound to be her. Sounds like a car horn, you think? But at a time and place like this, are they calling for me? That or she's broken the car horn. I decide to go and check out the situation. Yeah, compared to this noise, the static on the Pokécom from last night wasn't so bad. Oh good. The old airport parking lot. There's an abandoned hotel in between it and the road out front. They relocated when the airport closed down and it's gone unused ever since. I recognize the light truck that was parked there. But yeah, so not a car. That thing has a name. Thunder Emperor is just a nickname. That's the name the owner of the car gave it.
Yashio! なんだその格好は? それで作業するつもりか?
I shouldn't know. Why are you here, Mitchie? I recognize the man in the driver's seat. For some reason, he finds fault in me wearing my school uniform.
いいか? こういう時は汚れてもいいように体操着を着ておくもんだぞ。これ豆知識な。
ミッチー何やってんの？
見てわかるだろう。
No.
廃品回収？いつ教師辞めたわけ？
When did he quit? When did he ever stop being a teacher?
やめとらん。いいか? 先生は今でも先生だ。
As I said, when did you start?
じゃあ荷台の大量の荷物は何なの？
I think I can see cardboard boxes in the back.
引っ越しだ。たく京都め。絶対にロボワンの時の当てつけだよな。
I think she has it out for everyone in general, Mitchie. Moving, huh? Well, I have a pretty good idea of who's doing the moving. Looks like I've been tricked.
いいか、ヤシオ。覚えとけ。長いものには巻かれろだ。
You absolute sellout, Mitchie. As Mitchie gets out of the car, he says something entirely unbecoming of an educator. No shit.
学生の頃はまだ生きがっててもいいがな。社会に出たら偉いものに媚びへつらう。それでこそ円滑な仕事関係が築けるってもんだ。
Ladies and gentlemen, meet Mitchie, the world's most prominent brown noser.
これは豆知識じゃねえぞ。処世術だ。わかるな?
You were just begging to be used and abused by the higher-ups, aren't you?
わかるけど、仮にも教師がそういうこと言う？
先生は本音で語る教師なんだ。だから尊敬してもいいんだぞ。
How about no? How about you just get in your truck and drive back wherever you came from? The school, your house? Or better yet, why didn't you just leave the island? Not happening. Damn straight. I ignore Mitchie and look around. As expected, there's no sign of Frau Kujiro.
で、お前は古氷とはどこで知り合ったんだ？古氷？
You made that up. Who the heck is that? I feel like I've seen that name before, but where? I can't think of.
この前東京に行った時か。お前って意外とたらしなんだな。
What are you talking about? For some reason, Mitchie is grinning at me. What a pain. Maybe I should bail before it's too late. Whenever Mitchie shows up, it's always too late.
俺は古氷なんて人は知らないから帰るよ。
やべえ。
I hear what sounds like a girl shrieking nearby. After what happened to Uchigoka Park yesterday, I reflexively raised my guard. No, that was not the mystery girl from yesterday, from last night. This is the person we're waiting for. The voice came from Thunder Emperor's truck bed. Mitchie, tell me you're not serious. There are multiple large boxes stacked up on top of it. I cautiously peek inside. This is going to get stupid. It's there that I find Frau Kujiro sprawled out between the boxes, a sickly expression on her face. Mitchie, we need to have a talk. A serious talk.
何してんの？
手伝いもせずに帰るとか、もうやだこの島。絶対に許さない。
Why would I ever help Mitchie? Also, why would you accept a lift from the man? Why didn't he just let you ride in the passenger seat like a normal... Oh wait, it's Mitchie. Oh my god.
何してるかって聞いてるんだけどね。
そこのガチムチ教師の運転が荒すぎてコーラ吹いた。軽く死ぬる。
Pro tip. Never hitchhike with Mitchie. Ever. As usual, the way she uses her words is confusing as hell. Well, considering the state she's in, we should cut her a bit of slack. Is this fashionable in Tokyo or something? I don't remember anyone talk like her when I was there.
PC が大事だから抱えて荷台に乗るとか言い出してな。西の表の港からここまでずっとゴロゴロ転がってたんだよ。でもな、ヤシオならわかるだろ。先生は至って安全運転だったぜ。
The hell you are, Mitchie.
ミッチーは法定速度は守るけど運転荒いからね。
If you sit in the passenger seat, it's manageable. But the back? She must have gotten whipped around. Yeah, no kidding. No wonder she's sick.
でさ、君って本名なんていうの？
幸次郎フラウ、17歳。キリ。
I think the only one who's wrecked here is you. I suppose I can just find out by looking at her tag.
ちなみに先月17になったばっかりなんです。ついに私も永遠の17歳ですぞ。
There is nothing eternal about being 17.
こいつは古氷コナだ。アホっぽい名前だから先生はすぐ覚えたぞ。
So unless Mitchie's completely making it up, Her actual name is Kona Fuguri, or Furuguri, whatever. It does sound like, yeah, like somebody just typed a bunch of random letters on the, you know, on a registration. Kona Furuguri. And I guess Frau Kujiro is her pen name.
誰がドキュンネームだしね。
DQN. Net slang used in the 2000s. Pronounced Dokyu. Used to refer to people who are stupid, antisocial, or delinquents. It's DQN.
はいはい、わかった。これじゃ話進まないからさ、とりあえず荷台から降りてよ、モナちゃん。
その名前で呼ぶとか嫌がらせすぐる。
Yet another Chunibu basket case. After pulling Frau out of the truck bed, it seems she can barely stand.
テラキモス。
Couldn't have said it better myself then, Frau. Net slang used in the 2000s. By adding terror as a prefix to nasty, it becomes an extremely hyperbolic way to call something disgusting. Yeah. She certainly looks so. She's been hanging her head the whole time too. Yeah, something tells me that you're incredibly susceptible to motion sickness. She's not even trying to make eye contact.
お、今さら気づいたけど、うちの高校の制服着てるね。なんで？
うちの学校に転校してきたからに決まってるだろう。これは豆知識でも何でもねえぞ、ヤシオ。
That is the first time that you've ever said as such, Mitchie.
転校？
Why would the creator of Kill Ballad transfer to Churro High? Is that why she moved here? But why don't I see her parents anywhere?
それでどこに引っ越すわけ？
ここに決まってるでしょ。上皇。
I'm shaking my head in response. Why would you live in an abandoned airport? She points to the abandoned hotel in front of us.
ここ廃墟なんだけど。
買い取りました。
誰が？
それは私です。
Yeah, you probably would have made a lot of money off of Kill Ballad.
お金は？
キルバラで稼いだ金、うん千万あったんで、それほとんどつぎ込んだし。
KB only costs 115 yen, but even at that price, with tens of millions of downloads, you must have made a ton. She's like day and night compared to Akiho and her complaints over 10,000 yen parts. But geez, she seriously bought this old place and plans to live here? Apparently so. What in the world is she thinking? Sorry, what in the world is she thinking? I'm surprised she can actually think on her current condition.
おい、ヤシオ、そろそろ始めるぞ。
We? What is this we business here, Mitchie? We never agreed to any we business. Get started on what? I have a bad feeling about this.
先生は忙しいんだ。とっとと荷物運び終わらせて、とっとと帰る。 これ豆知識な。
Yeah, you were planning to have Kaito help with Frau's belongings the whole time while you just stood there and watched. I knew this had to do with helping her move. Come on, give me a break here. I got called out here to do just this. I need to escape as soon as possible. Too bad you didn't bring your scooter with you.
俺用事を思い出したから帰らせてもらうわ。
Frau grabs the cuff of my shirt. She's still avoiding eye contact. All she does is look at the cuff of my shirt with a sickly expression on her face. Damn it, she's not going to let me escape. Fine, we'll do this the hard way then.
どうしても俺に頼みたいって言うなら。
Don't say I didn't warn you. I brush Frau's hand away and look her in the eyes. Her eyes meet for a moment and Frau immediately averts her gaze. Either she doesn't like it when people look her directly in the eyes, or the fact that she's completely seeing double as her vision is completely unfocused. I slowly pull out my Pokemon out of my bag in my waist.
俺と勝負して勝ってからに。
プログラム提供してあげた件について。
な。
借りは返すべきでしょ、上皇。見返りなしで助けてあげるほど綺麗なフラウタンではないのだぜ。デュフフ。
I can't argue with that. I put my Pokemon away. And so it was that Kaito Yashio moved a whole bunch of moving boxes all by himself.
これでラスト。
I put the box on the floor and raised both fists into the air. In the end, I made over 10 trips. Her stuff was way too heavy. I could barely move my arms at this point. What on earth did she pack? Probably quite a bit. Not only that, but she made the absurd request that we carry them over to the corner room on the 3rd floor. The elevator doesn't work and the halls are filled with trash, making it hard to walk. Isn't this some kind of harassment? Not to mention the fact that the windows are all completely broken.
いい汗かいたな。これぞ青春ってやつかもな。
Shut the fuck up, Mitchie. You didn't do jack shit. You don't know the first thing about actually working up a good sweat. Piss
と
off
っ
that
ておきの
nonsense.
言葉を教えてやるぞ。ヤシオ、フルゴーリー。汗をかいた分だけ人は優しくなれるんだ。
I'll show you kindness, Mitchie.
ああ、そう。
I don't have the mental strength to listen to him. I'm doing all I can to catch my breath and avoid an attack, yeah. Any and all extraneous activity will definitely cause another slow-mo condition to trigger. I don't want to put a burden on my body. Plus Akiho isn't here right now. I just squat down in place and breathe.
トンクス。
I hear a voice from somewhere. Now I think about it, I haven't seen Frau in a while. Where is she? Somewhere. I look around the room. My eyes eventually stop on her holding her knees, balled up in the corner of the room. She kind of looks like some sort of ghost bound to the hotel or something.
トンクスって何？
トン。
You mean like the film by George Lucas? No, I'm thinking My mind is totally elsewhere right now.
は
Yeah. Also, yeah. Speaking of which, I just, got the feeling that I was expecting to hear a certain loud noise in the back of my mind. But,
What?
you know, you could just say thanks, like everyone else. Frau mutters and lightly punches the wall. So pushy. Wall punch. Net slang used in the 2000s. Used by someone who gets so annoyed that they want to punch a wall. Most often used when that person feels envious of someone else. The reason I don't get anything is because Frau uses too much net slang from 10 years ago. And hey, I helped her out, didn't I? Why is she snapping back at me? Just for the record, the walls and floor of the room are crazy run down. This really does look like a room in an abandoned building. That's because it is. If I wasn't so worried about having an attack, I'd never want to sit down on the floor.
コナちゃんさ、こんなところに住むつもり？
そのつもりですが何か。
Then I would just simply say good luck with that. She's serious.
明日改装業者入れる予定。
Well, yeah, I would admit this place is certainly a fixer-upper.
あと、セキュリティ最優先事項。何しろ私の PC 超絶スーパーハイスペックなわけで。
Well, I'm pretty sure that your computer technology is leagues beyond any that I could get my hands on.
はいじゃなくて、はいな。ここ重要。あと、キルバラのオリジナルのソースコードとか入ってるし。ついでに言うと、私がこれまでに集めまくった腐った画像とか軽く1テラ超えてるっつうかっていう。
It's a good thing you're saying that here in an abandoned hotel. Rotten. I can't tell if that's a good or bad thing. Don't, yeah. Some things are best left avoided, Kaito. I'm so confused.
これパクられたらどうやって生きていけと申すか。
I think I heard of that movie once.
知らないよ。なんで一人で切れてるんだよ。
というわけで、やられる前にやれの法則。
And that has to do with anything how?
絶対に誰も突破できないようなトラップだらけのセキュリティシステムにして引きこもる。
So you
つまり
say.
自宅警備員こそ最強。
The fact that she actually can go outside doesn't mean that she's a complete hikikomori. Neat. Net slang originating in 2000s. Stands for not in education, employment or training. It is a term employed by those who don't have a stable job and who stay at home all day in order to refer to themselves in a self-depreciating way.
でもさ、こんな広いところに一人で住むわけ？だったらハイホテルじゃなくて普通の家でよかったんじゃ？
That's because she's not a regular person, Kaito.
だが断る。この廃墟な感じが燃えるんだろう、上皇。
Right.
あとはジーパンに上半身裸のイケメンキボンね。アンニョイな表情で鏡にパンチとかさせれば至高。
I don't even want to know what that's referencing. I ignore whatever I don't understand.
親は？
少なくともパパは東京。
So her parents are in the big city, at least one of them. But What a strange way of phrasing that.
母親は
He doesn't want to say. Frau goes quiet, and so I shoot Mitchie a questioning look instead. Of course, he doesn't take the hint. All hail Mr. Useless. He's asleep. I was a fool for expecting anything from such a worthless teacher.
母親は
Looks like we'll have to ask her directly. I'll try asking again. Frau turns her gaze to the scenery outside of the window. I see the side of her face.
ママは
She hasn't finished speaking, but judging by her expression, Frau looks tremendously lonely. I brace myself to hear the rest of her answer. But all she does is smile at me. Is that a good or bad sign? I don't know. But once again, back with Akiho, out where the Robotics Club stored most of its stuff.
読んでください。
Yeah, I'll do that next time, Subaru. So when we return, adventurers, looks like the construction of gun barrel prototype 1 is going to go underway after all. As always, until next we meet.